Hey guys, welcome back to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. In today's video we're going to be looking at some of the buff and, well, changes to heroes in Season 4. These are going to affect all seasons though, it's not just Season 4, but we do have access to them on the test server, so I'll be running through the skills and what they've changed. Before I get into that though, I just want to say a huge thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring this video. If you are interested in giving the game a try, please do click the link in the description or the pinned comment and get involved today. So, as I mentioned, obviously these changes are going to go into effect for all existing servers, so Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4 when it goes live. I believe the changes are coming in on the 21st of June when the Season 4 servers do go live. So, the first one who's getting a bit of a rework here is Grar, the lightning defense hero. So, previously, his passive skill here, it still gives the 20% damage reduction, but it used to do some derivative lightning damage. However, now that has been replaced by an attack penalty. Nothing else major there other than that. And next up we've got the battle skill, where instead of just the ally protection, he's now placing a control immunity on an ally. It used to be with the highest crit attack, now it's crit damage, so it's going to be a bit more useful for protecting some of your other damage dealers instead of just your derivative damage dealers. If you were using them in the same team, it would always go to the derivative damage dealer because you're only building them with attack and enlightenment. So frequently your crit damage built heroes would be having, or would have less attack than them. Outside of that though, there's no other changes to that skill. The next skill, however, is his ultimate skill, and now it hits all enemies instead of a small radius and reduces their ultimate energy by 30%. This used to do attack penalty too as well, however that has been moved onto the passive skill. So you are still getting the attack penalty, you're just getting the benefit of being able to hit all targets. It's going to make Grar a little bit more annoying when you face him in Feymeander with, there's a wave where it's just him and Torin, the Necrosis healer, who conveniently has also been changed. So Torin has only had his battle skill changed, and the way they've changed that is, as well as healing the ally with the lowest HP, this now also heals the marked target as well, as you can see here, and heals marked allies by 7.5% of their max HP and 1200% enlightenment. So it's just increasing Torin's healing output. He's going to get more healing out because he'll be healing more targets. It's quite a minor change, but that is what he's done, what they've done to his kit. Next up we have is Raer, the poison legendary here. So they've changed the way Raer's passive works. So it used to be 6% damage reduction for each debuff on the enemies. Now it starts as a baseline of 10%, so just by standard everything's going to do 10% less damage. And then on top of that, every debuff inflicted on them reduces their damage dealt by 5% up to 5 times. So an additional 25% up to 35% damage reduction effectively from this passive skill. So it is incredibly strong. I don't think there was any changes to the battle skill, however the ultimate skill has gained this recharging speed penalty on all enemies, and previously it still did the extension of the debuffs other than obviously frost and poison, but now it's also slowing down the enemies as well as reducing their damage. So that's a really nice change. I think the passive is a big thing. It's a lot easier to get a good benefit out of at least. Next one then is Stammufin, the poison support again. So the only change, there's two changes to Stammufin. Sorry, first of all, they have taken away 2 of the debuffs on his passive skill, which could, in some people's eyes, see it as a little bit of a nerf. It certainly is for the Season 2 endgame boss, or the Mechatalk, because those 2 extra buffs is effectively 20% debuffs, is effectively an extra 20% damage. But for general use of Stammufin, the reduction of the amount of debuffs he can place on this passive skill means that the likelihood of getting the useful debuffs, aka attack penalty and buff prohibition, is now more, you're more likely to get these debuffs instead of, say, accuracy penalty, which it previously had. So it just means that he's going to be a bit more predictable going forward. However, the chance is still quite low. He doesn't feel like he places these debuffs enough anyway. But yeah, at least you know that you're going to have a higher chance of landing the attack penalty from that. The other change they've given him is he gains attack speed up 2 on his battle skill. So that's going to help to obviously hit faster, more frequently, and get more chances to land these debuffs from his passive. The only other change that I've seen so far, I don't know if there's more. Obviously, like I said, there's been no official confirmation of what is changing yet. We're waiting for that still. But the only other change, I believe, is to Trollgar, and it's not actually a direct change. it is a update on his skill text. So it used to say 250% cold damage here on the second hit. However, it was incorrectly hitting much harder. So they've now doubled that to 500% cold damage on the second hit. So that is a minor change. Obviously, it won't do anything to his viability. He's going to stay exactly the same. It's just a text update. However, the other 4 have been reworked and updated through their skills. So those are all of the changes so far. I think Raer kind of stands out as the best one so far with the passive change. I think that's really important to anybody who's using Raer. You're going to gain some extra damage reduction. So yeah, really happy with that one. Obviously, if there's any other changes, if you've seen anything else or heard anything else, please let me know in the comments and I'll be able to then cover that as well. But yeah, that is all for this video. So once again, just a massive thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring this video. If you are interested in giving the game a go, please do click the link in the description or the pinned comment. But other than that, thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.